am back. That's even a thing. So I moved to New York City about 6 months ago. I graduated university in May and I got a job here in the city. I was never planning on moving here. It was never one of my big goals. It was mainly I wanted to work for the company that I currently work for really badly, and I made that my goal, and I just ended up in New York, man. When I found out that I was moving here, the first thing I did was go to YouTube, much like everything that I do, to be honest. I research everything on YouTube to look up videos of people's experiences moving here, because honestly, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And that's not just like a exaggeration. It was so difficult to move here, and the transition, even now, there's a lot of friction. It's New York City. There's a reason they say you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, because it's freaking hard to live here. I'm gonna be honest and start out by saying when I first got here, I hated it. And it wasn't just like I don't feel like this is home, like I don't feel like this is me. No, it was like a very deep loathing. Like I would walk outside and be like, frick this, I hate everything. I love my job. It was just like so different, so just overwhelming in every sense. So it took me a while, and that's what I hear for a lot of people, and now I'm in like 6 months of living here. It's a completely different story. I have friends here now, I have my home base, my apartment is actually a home now as opposed to living on the floor with a mattress and using cardboard boxes to eat my dinners. You know, that's a thing that happened. It was hard, and it's still hard, but that's why I'm here, and I'm going to talk about what I think would have made it easier if I had known a few things before coming here. This is just general how to move to New York City, like advice for moving to New York City. I hope they help, and I hope you enjoy. So let's talk about housing and finding an apartment. So I would recommend going on Facebook or on Craigslist or somewhere online where you can find temporary housing options. I joined a Facebook group called Gypsy Housing, and I think that was the one where I found someone who had posted that they were looking for someone to temporarily take their room for a month, and that was really, I just had no choice at that point. I needed to find somewhere to live for for a bit before my roommates arrived. But I know a lot of people, like now, they did like a 3-month sublet. So like they found something for a short period of time, but also like they didn't commit to a full lease before coming here, because you need to get here and get a feel for like the landscape, like what are the options, like what does it actually look like. It's so different viewing apartments in person as opposed to looking at them online. And also it's like things are a lot smaller than they look online. So I would recommend, if you're moving here, find temporary housing, or if you have a family member, a friend you can live with for a bit, like a month, 3 months, just however long you feel you need to get a good feel of the city and what it's like to live here, and what the options are. So moving a little bit forward, when you're finding housing, it's really hard to find it on your own. I have 2 roommates. I live with 2 friends, and thankfully we all get along really well, and I knew them before coming here. A lot of people end up finding their roommates once they're here, I think. Having roommates definitely helps cut costs when it comes to rent. Even then, it's going to be expensive. Just be prepared. So yeah, temporary housing, and use that time to find your permanent home. Brokers are hard to avoid. Don't be completely turned off by the idea of having to pay a broker fee, because sometimes it's worth it. Like my apartment, I would not have found if we didn't have the broker that we did, because his knowledge of this apartment being on the market was like something that we didn't see because it wasn't even online until like the last minute. So having a broker helped us. We got a good deal thanks to him. That being said, like while it is helpful to have a broker, do not take everything they say completely as true. Like take it with a grain of salt and also do your own research at the same time. You're trying to get someone to sign the lease because they get a certain portion of it. So that's their ultimate goal and they don't really care necessarily about timing. Oh, use Street Easy. Street Easy was, of all the websites and different places that we looked, Street Easy was the best platform for searching for apartments on the market. Honestly, don't waste your time with other ones. I mean, if you want, take a look, but Street Easy, like turn on those notifications. Street Easy is your best friend. Honestly, I have so many notes about finding housing. I'm just gonna leave it at that for this one, and I'm gonna make a whole nother video about apartment with paperwork, what the qualifications are, guarantors, roommates, all of that is gonna be a whole nother video, because if not, this whole thing is gonna be about housing. A map of New York City. I had seen New York City, like I looked at it like on Google, whatever. I have the worst sense of direction ever. There's 5 boroughs in New York City. Think of them like areas. So there's Manhattan, obviously, it's the island, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, and the Bronx. I'm gonna talk about Manhattan because that's where majority of the people that I know here live. I'm not familiar with Brooklyn or Queens or the other boroughs. So specifically speaking to Manhattan, it's an island and the streets go top to bottom. So think of like a square, which is kind of like the island. Streets go straight across, you know, they're horizontal, and they go at the very bottom of Manhattan is like the smallest number, and the top of Manhattan is the highest number. So it's like a grid, I guess, and then avenues go left to right. So if you're looking at a map, I'm trying to, I don't know if I could do this backwards for the camera, but if you're looking at the map, the highest avenue is to the left of Manhattan, the lowest avenue is to the right of Manhattan. So it goes from right to left up in number. That was the worst explanation. I'm so sorry. But I lived here for like a month before I truly understood what that meant. And then whenever people say uptown, it means they're literally going up the island and the numbers of the streets go up. Downtown, it's the opposite. You're going down the island. I don't know why this is so revolutionary for me, but it's like a grid. Until you're walking through the city, or at least for me, it didn't register like how to get around. Like at first I was using Google Maps for absolutely everything. Same as in Paris. I don't know if you've seen my video about what it's like to use public transportation in the metro in Paris. Here there's the subway, which people here call the train. It's not a train, guys. It's a subway. Hence the name, sub, which means underground, below. Trains are above ground. Subways are below ground. But people call them trains here. Weird. The Metro card. I have an unlimited Metro card pass. I pay $121 every single month to use it, but it is worth it. On an average day, I say I use the subway 6 times, like going somewhere, coming back. And each subway ride is almost $3, so it's really economical to just buy the unlimited pass, especially right when you get here. Like, don't waste your time refilling the cards. Just buy the monthly pass, you'll save a lot of money. Also, this is very similar to Paris with the Metro. It's the same kind of issue where the entrance to the subway isn't like a universal entrance. Sometimes you can access like uptown versus downtown, but like in general, you're gonna go into a train, like a line, like I don't know, the N, the Q, the R, 1, 2, 3. They're going in 2 directions, 2 different directions, and you could very easily get on the wrong one, going in the opposite direction of the one that you want to go. So A lot of times it'll say uptown versus downtown, so try to just look very specifically on Google Maps, and it'll specify which direction, and make sure that you look at the sign above the subway entrance or above the platform that you're standing on, to make sure that it's going to be going in the correct direction. And then if you do realize you're going in the wrong direction, don't worry, it's fine. Just get off at the next stop, get on the other side. What else? What else about the subway? It's very dirty. It's really dirty. It was one of the biggest shocks when I got here. I would recommend buying hand sanitizer to keep in your bag. Honestly, I haven't gotten sick from the subway. I haven't gotten sick yet, which is knock on wood. I don't have any wood. It's knock on wood. When it comes to commuting, it's going to be really loud all the time. Everywhere you go, in the street, in the subway, in the street. Buy some good sound, what's the word? Like the headphones that block out all the noise. I listen to music literally at all times. It just kind of helps you navigate the mobs of people who are always around you. It bothered me at first, but you get used to it. You really do. Buy headphones, listen to music, and that helps a lot when you're commuting. So the last category I have here is like food / surviving. I always used to use Amazon because it was convenient for certain things, like especially as a student. Honestly, I feel like Amazon owns my whole life at this point. Like, I buy everything from there. Just because for basic things, it's just so much more convenient to have Amazon Prime, like things delivered to your door as opposed to having to go out and carry them and bring them home. Amazon is a lifesaver. I bought everything, like my desk right in front of me is from Amazon, my bedding's from Amazon, my pillows are from Amazon, my bed, my mattress itself is from Amazon, my bed frame's from Amazon, this lamp, those little shelves, oh you can't see them, there's like little shelves. Everything's from Amazon. They own everything. No wonder Jeff Bezos is like banking. Amazon, man, Amazon. I'm done. This is it. I'm not paid for this at all. They're so nice. Groceries, Trader Joe's. Just go to Trader Joe's. Don't even bother. Unless, leave comments. Let me know if you have something that's a bit cheaper, but I used Trader Joe's back home in Texas. I love Trader Joe's. It was the one place that I like when I first moved here. I went and everything was the same. It was so nice. It felt like a little piece of home. Doing my groceries, the regular routine, it was nice to be able to go and have the same products that I have back home at not ridiculous prices. The prices are the same as they are at all the Trader Joe's in the country, if I'm not mistaken, which was surprising when I got here because I was like, okay, they're probably gonna have an upcharge, it's New York City. You develop pretty strong your grip on grocery bags, and the muscles right here, at least for me, I feel have gotten a lot stronger since moving here, just from carrying groceries, from Trader Joe's to Subway, and then from the Subway to my apartment. It's just a thing that you have to do. At first it sucked. It's honestly even more sucky now because it's cold, and it's impossible to do it when it's raining. It's really hard. But do your groceries at Trader Joe's. Get all your stuff from Amazon. Trust me. And if not that, Target is a really good, convenient place to get basic things if you need it immediately. Duane Reade here, there's Duane Reade, which is pharmacy, and CVS. They're overpriced. They're overpriced. But sometimes you have no choice. I just try to avoid them. Buy your basic toothpaste, contact solution if you need it, all of that kind of stuff, cotton wad, for makeup remover. Buy it on Amazon or get it at Target because it's a bit cheaper. Oh, and another note about Trader Joe's or getting groceries in general, it gets pretty busy, especially on Sundays. Do not go to the grocery store at the end of the day on Sunday. There will be nothing. There will be no food. I mean, there will be some food. It'll just be frustrating because you'll have to go back later, probably more likely than not, to get things that are out of stock. It's really worth it to try to carve out the time to just go get your groceries early in the morning to avoid the insane amount of people and to just ensure that you're getting your groceries for the month. If you can't make it to Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, I think, is the next option. Local grocery stores here, for some reason, are so expensive. I don't know why they are, but they're just really expensive in my opinion. And for me to be going to Whole Foods, like I love Whole Foods, but it's expensive. Like back home, I couldn't do my groceries there because it's just not affordable as a student. But the fact that I'm saying like in New York City, Whole Foods for me is the second best option tells you how expensive the other stores are here. So yeah, Instacart is also really, really convenient. If you have absolutely no time to get your food, do Instacart and have them deliver groceries to you if you have no other choice. I've done that a few times, especially if it's raining. It's worth it. I guess one thing I would also advise if you're moving here and you already have a job, or if you're planning on coming here and getting a job, whatever that it might be, try your best, and I can make a whole nother video on budgeting and on how I managed to afford to live here, and I can be very, very upfront, straightforward of what I pay, how much my bills are, and things like that. If you want, make your budget before you leave and estimate how much you're actually going to make, because there's your salary, but then there's taxes. And for here, it's like there's federal taxes, there's New York state taxes, and there's New York City taxes, which is insane. I get taxed about 22 to 23% on my income, and so when you like factor that in, and you like factor in estimate how much rent's gonna be, all that kind of stuff, bills, phone bills, subscriptions, whatever, it really was helpful because I wasn't surprised. Like when I got here, I had a pretty good head on my shoulders regarding like how much money I really had to spend. I had a conversation with one of my coworkers a little while ago, like maybe a few months ago, and we were talking about mentorship, and I don't feel like quite yet like I have had what a lot of people would regard as a mentor, and I hope to have one day, but if there's something that could replace that in my life or be that in my life, it's been New York City. So I really hope that wasn't too scattered. I think hopefully my next few videos on this topic are a bit more precise, a little bit more organized, but I just had to kind of just give a general overview of advice for moving here. I'm really grateful to be here, and yeah, we'll see what the next 6 months in this crazy place takes me and what it has to offer. But until next time, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon.